AD, Boogie, Danny Green, those are some okay free agency acquisitions, but I think we all know that the best move the Lakers made in the offseason was re-signing the GOAT. Well, congrats to people in LA, because the NBA at Staples Center this year is going to be ridiculous. 82 games of competitive basketball there. I mean, with the Clippers and the Lakers now, like we could see that as the Western Conference Finals matchup. We have an entire Staples Center Western Conference Finals. Just think about that. But anyway, today's topic of discussion is the Lakers, and now we can finally look at them as a team now that Kawhi has made his decision. And to be honest, I think the Lakers ended up being a lot deeper than people anticipated. I mean, I know everyone thought that if they didn't get Kawhi, they were screwed because all the good free agents were gone, but they actually managed to pick up some good pieces in Danny Green and DeMarcus Cousins. But I mean, first off, you can't talk about the Lakers without talking about LeBron James, who, after a year where he missed the playoffs, he's going to come back ready and rested. And I don't think he'll win MVP, mainly because him and Anthony Davis will split the voting. I actually have no idea who's going to win MVP next year with all these duos. But last time we saw him, he was the best player in the world. Now I have to give it to Kawhi just because of what he did last year, but I have a feeling that we're going to see a rejuvenated LeBron who's finally got some rest after, what, 8 straight years of making the finals or something, which is good. And we're pairing that LeBron up with 26-year-old Anthony Davis, 27. I mean, he got what he wanted. He was traded to LA, and him and LeBron, that pick and roll, that pick and fade, pick and pop. I mean, Anthony Davis can stretch the floor. He's not a great three-point shooter, but he's serviceable for a big man. So I mean, that how do you stop that LeBron pick and roll, AD pick and roll? There's no team in the league that I think can handle it outside of maybe the Sixers with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. So that's going to be the two Lakers stars. And now to get to the person who I think is going to step up and become this Lakers third star, and that is Kyle Kuzma. He showed that he can be the third option last year. He was behind LeBron and BI. Hopefully he can make some improvements on his passing and playmaking ability just so they have another ball handler, because right now it's just LeBron and Rondo. He he needs to get that three-point shot he had in his rookie season back. He dropped from, I think, 37 to 30% his second year, which is not good. You need shooters around LeBron and AD. But I think that he's going to really come out this year and be a really good third option for them. Average 18 points, 6 rebounds, maybe 3 or 4 assists. I could see this being a great year for Kyle Kuzma. As long as he can get his three-point shot back, I think he'll be the third option. And if he's not the third option, then they just signed DeMarcus Cousins, who I know is rehabbing from a lot of injuries, ruptured his quad in the playoffs, and I mean, he's not gonna ever be the Boogie that he was. No one recovers from the injuries he's dealt with, torn Achilles and a ruptured quad. I mean, geez, but if he's 75% of what he was in Sacramento and New Orleans before he got hurt, then that's a good big man in the NBA. I mean, he was the best big man in the NBA in my opinion before he was hurt. So just 75% of that would be great for the Lakers. I think they should play Boogie with the bench unit though. Not because he's bad or anything. I just think him and LeBron both need the ball in their hands to dominate. And if you have them on the floor at the same time constantly, then Boogie's not really going to get his opportunities to score. And he's a great passer. He still has that. The injuries didn't take that away from him. So he's going to need the ball in his hands to succeed, and I think he'll find that the bench is the perfect place for that to happen. Now to talk about some of the role players they have. I think Rondo's great backup or starting point guard in the NBA. They did sign Quinn Cook too, but I do have my questions about him. He is a good shooter, but I don't know how much of his success in Golden State was due to Steve Kerr's system, because we've seen tons of guys leave Golden State and just get knocked out of the league. I mean, when was the last time you've heard of Festus Ezeli or Maurice Spates? No disrespect to them, but the Warrior system has helped a lot of guys get big contracts elsewhere in the NBA. So I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait to see about Quinn Cook, but I think he'll be a solid backup point guard for them. Definitely not good enough to be a starter though. Danny Green was a huge pickup for them. Absolutely massive. I mean, he could space the floor, second in the league in three-point shooting percentage last year during the regular season. He's a good and willing defender. Basically, he's like if you could put a perfect player next to LeBron that isn't a superstar. You get Danny Green. I mean, I can't talk enough about it. They did re-sign JaVale McGee too. I don't know if he'll start or be a backup depending on what they do with Boogie, but he played good minutes for them last year. He was a solid center, had his best year maybe ever. So I think they are deeper than people think. I mean, that's 8 guys. They still got KCP, who I think's okay, but I mean, that's another role player. So like, this team ended up getting deeper than anticipated, and with LeBron and an actually like decently deep team, I think he showed in the East he can carry scrubs to the finals. So with AD and this solid roster, the possibilities are endless. I don't think they're better than the Clippers though, just because I think the Clippers are better and Kawhi and LeBron kind of cancel each other out. But definitely top 3 team in the West right now after all the free agency decisions. And I have to give credit to Rob Pelinka, not for the AD trade because I think that was mainly LeBron and Clutch Sports, but for filling out this roster much better than he did last year. He learned from his mistakes. He didn't get too many playmakers. He actually got shooters in Quinn Cook and Danny Green, which is good. Those are the type of players you want around LeBron and even AD to a lesser extent. So say what you want about how dysfunctional the Lakers are and how bad of a person Rob Pelinka is, but you have to admit he did his job and he did it pretty well, given what was available to him after waiting for Kawhi. Now we got to look at the coaching, and while I don't love Frank Vogel, I don't think he's a bad coach. He's serviceable. Personally, I just believe he's kind of there, just kind of filling in because you need a coach. But I don't think he'll negatively or positively affect this team. I just think it's just whatever. He doesn't really hold any weight behind him. I mean, he wasn't that great in Orlando, and I know he was good with the Pacers back when they used to play the Heat in the playoffs, but I mean, that was almost a decade ago. I think they were better coaching hires, but I also think there were worse ones. But I mean, it's whatever. Ty Lue would have been better, but Frank Vogel was fine. What really matters is that LeBron doesn't get injured this year, because unless that happens again, God forbid, the Lakers are going to be a very good team in the Western Conference. They're not going to miss the playoffs again. I would have them right around 50 to 55 wins, something like that. I also want to take a quick look at some lineups that they could run. I personally believe LeBron should start at point guard for them, Danny Green at shooting guard, Kuzma at small forward, AD at power forward, and Boogie or JaVale at center, depending on what they want to do. I just think that at this point in LeBron's career, he just needs the ball in his hand. I know he says that he's going to work on being an off-ball player, but I just don't see it. He's best when he's at the ball in his hands. The Lakers are definitely going to be best when he has the ball in his hands. So that's the lineup that I would want them to run, just because LeBron at point guard creates so many mismatches. If you play AD and Boogie down low, that's a pretty stacked front court, and then Danny Green's there for spacing, and Kuz is the third option. The lineup I think they're actually going to run, though, is Rondo at point guard, Danny Green at shooting guard, LeBron at small forward, Kuz at power forward, and AD at center. I don't think they're going to start Boogie or JaVale, and I also doubt that LeBron's going to play point guard. He stated on multiple occasions he doesn't want to. All I know is that if the Lakers want to have LeBron, AD, Kuzma, and Boogie all on the court at the same time, the LeBron is going to have to play point guard or shooting guard, because Kuz definitely isn't. So I think that he should warm up to the idea, honestly, of playing point. I think it's best for them. I think that would be their best lineup. And I definitely think that the lineup they close the game with will feature LeBron at point guard. I can't believe I almost forgot about the biggest move the Lakers made, and actually the biggest move that was made in free agency when they re-signed Alex Caruso. I mean, that's some executive of the year type signing right there, dude. Rob Pelinka's already got it secured. I mean, with him and LeBron as his co-star, they're definitely contenders in the West. Anyway, if you guys agree with me, leave a like on the video and let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm not sure who the next team I'm going to be making one of these videos on is. If I had to guess, I'd say the Jazz, but that should be out tomorrow, and I'll see ya. Peace.